Hello, and welcome to a new video of me showcasing the MooseSMP railway lines. Last time we did IRX1, which should be here. We went to my house, Mount Lanaryu, and US Japanese lesbian bar. The next one, IRX1, is, as I explained in the previous episode, an express railway line. Interregional express is what it means. This one also goes through Mount Lanaryu, so we're actually gonna skip over that because I already did that in the last episode, but we will go to Hamza's Dark Fortress. While maybe this may be shorter than the previous video, I think Dark Fortress makes it worth alone a video already, because Dark Fortress is really a really good base. So I would say we can just start riding the railway. Compared to the last one, you will notice that this one goes faster because it uses, well, for the most part, obsidian railways. Obsidian railways in our server, they go up to 100 blocks per second, while the normal cobblestone goes up to 30. For the latter part, it actually uses stone, which goes 60, but that's already pretty fast. So I would say, let's go. Oh, okay, seems like my internet isn't at its best today because the chunks didn't load. But as you can see, the route was adjacent to the IRX1 route, just faster, and ends up at the same station. Now, what continues is the route to Dark Fortress, and beginning from now, it will use stone. So, as you can see here, at the corners, there are currently dirt blocks. The reason for that, actually, let me turn down the volume a bit. It may be a bit hard to hear me, I'm not really sure. I'm not good at mixing. So the reason why we had that dirt at the corners is because of the old minecart physics had the risk of having the minecart fall out of the tracks because it was simply too fast. So that's why it was made with the new minecart physics, which is a new feature in the mod. You now can use new physics, which don't have the risk, but it's currently outdated, so we may remove that sometime in the future. So now we're at the ocean, and now we are underneath it. I think I'm gonna talk when we go later, but there was a structure, and you may be wondering what it is, so I guess I will explain when we go back. And now we have arrived at Dark Fortress. Let's get off and explore the base. So for newcomers, they are allowed to open this chest in Dark Fortress and take one item out of here. For the first time you visit, and only one. In here you have access to the nether roof, which I may show in a separate video, I'm not sure. Oh, this actually does lead to the nether roof, but not in the way I expected, because usually the portals are really on top of the nether roof, but well, this is fine as well. I guess I will show that sometime else. Oh, okay, there seems to be a bit of a portalception here, but it's fine. This here is where we came from. So with a bubble elevator you can go up, or, well, you can jump down, and here's the entrance to the base. As you can see, where we went off was a giant obsidian sword out of blackstone, I think, which I find a really cool structure. Here is the storage room. I guess nothing too spectacular, other than the fact, well, of course the architecture is good, way better than anything I could do, but it's a storage. Here is the brewing and enchanting room. Here you have brewing stands, and here is the very cleverly designed enchantment table around a fountain. Oh, and I just got stuck in here. Fun. Whatever. As long as you, like, put the items back in, then, of course, temporarily helping you out by destroying some things is okay. Over here, what I would suppose is where spruce is farmed. Can be seen through all the podzol that's here. And down there is the end portal. It actually is active, but it doesn't render from here. However, I'm gonna guess that jumping directly into the portal may kill you. That's why there is water to jump down there. I will shortly test that out by placing a bed here, and let's attempt to jump directly into the portal to see if that kills me or not. Oh, okay. It actually doesn't kill me, which is great. Maybe it's just for those who miss. But I am now gonna fall down because we have keep inventory on in the server, so I'm gonna take the quick route back. But yeah, overall, very cool how it's made this way. And I guess, well, it's probably very obvious that this base was built to encompass this, I think. At least that would make the most sense. At the middle, you can see a structure that's representing our guardian. And as you can see from the effects already, there should be a conduit inside of there. Yeah, you can see it from here. There's a conduit. I don't know if it was now in a previous video or in the current video, but in some point I saw iron golems chilling underwater and wondered why, but the conduit power being there explained it. On the other side of the portal, you can see a super smelter. I'm not sure what this is. I somehow don't even remember this being there. But also I'm at the same time too scared to try it out. There are coal blocks there. Maybe it's just... I really don't know. Anyways, here's the super smelter. Classic. Pretty classic. And over here is currently empty. So, that would be it for the inner portion, but there's actually a lot more in the outer portion. The outer portion is made of a railway line that and circulates the base, and connected to it are various stations. I guess let's just start here. Here's the trading hall, where you have, well, villagers trading various things, but most importantly the enchantments. I think I used to enchant some of my items in here as well. Continuing on is, okay, the same opening. This is the human fucking machine. As its name suggests, it's there for humans to fuck. Or specifically, the humans in Minecraft, the villagers. As we can see conveniently here are farmers farming their stuff, beds used for reproduction, and then the villagers being crammed into a corner, ready to be picked up at some point and escorted to wherever they need to be escorted to, like a farm. There is a farm that actively makes use of villagers. I will show that in a bit. Over here, what do we got? This seems to be honey farm. I'm not really sure why I just got that, but yeah, here we can see honey and honeycombs. Also, you may have noticed okay, this is a pretty bad example because I started the example with I noticed in my last video I said way too much us and I got annoyed by myself saying that so much. So in this video I'm trying to reduce that by a bit and being a bit slower in my speaking to not fill up with so much. But I apologize if I slip and say that again, but I hope it doesn't annoy you that much if it happens. Here is, well, how was it called again? Sugarcane farm over here as well. I'm not really sure of every detail myself, so I don't know if there's anything else, but this seems to be primarily just sugarcane that's being farmed. Good. There's plenty of sugarcane available here, and also encompassed in a pretty nice looking structure. Over here, the functions may be basic, but the design that they're built in is still wonderful. And that's one of the things that make me love this base a lot, because the designer Hamza really knows how to design things well, as we can see from, for example, the structure. This seems to be purely decorative. I haven't been there myself, but I'm guessing from the lava inside that it should be. There probably isn't very productive things inside. This here is the stone farm. Here's already a stone farm pickaxe. This one has efficiency and unbreaking. I guess I could just use this one. I forgot how exactly it works, but I think you stand here and you mine. Or do you have to actually flip that over? Okay, it seems you actually have to flip that over. There seems to be a stone generator over here, which constantly fills it up, so you can properly farm your cobblestone. I'm just gonna put that here because I am not in need of cobblestone. I have way too much cobblestone. I think this was the off toggle. Okay, let's continue over to the iron farm. This is something that the human fucking machine is particularly useful for, because over here you can see the farm works with 3 villagers and a zombie in a boat in the middle that keeps scaring the villagers and causes them to go alarm mode, which therefore causes the iron golems to spawn, or at least I think that's the explanation that makes most sense. Should be something around that. I'm not an expert with farms, but it does. I haven't AFK'd here a lot, or at least when I did AFK, I got rid of all the iron, or at least I compressed it in blocks and put them in here. But it does produce iron pretty well if you AFK here for a while. Over here it goes back to the base. Let me see if there's anything more to show. Here is the rail duper. I actually haven't been here, finally. I don't know if it's new or old, but it uses a glitch to generate a lot of rails. which is very important in MooseSMP Season 2 because we build way too many railway lines, which is the entire purpose of the series, showcasing all the railway lines we got. Here is the string duper. I'm not sure if it works anymore because the SMP is 3 years old. The rail duping glitch used to work, but at sometimes I didn't seem to get it to work, so I don't know if it still works, so I don't want to try it currently, in fear of breaking something and needing to fix it. Here seems to be a simple concrete building with not much inside. Maybe I would guess that maybe something was supposed to come in here, but it didn't. Here we are back at where we came from, at the very beginning. There you can go towards the base, and here is the dock. Simple dock with some, well, currently 2 boats. There were more, but including me, some people may have taken some of the boats. Oh, Hamza 21's room. Okay, I actually haven't been here before, so this will be new for me. I'm not sure if we have to go downstairs. Oh yeah, thanks to the conduit power, this is actually a very feasible room, personal room. Very fun. Oh, even a map showcasing Dark Fortress. This seems to be... Is it an early iteration, or are these not built yet? I think it's an early iteration that hasn't been updated yet, but I'm not gonna refresh it right now. Very nice. Let's go further upstairs, and let's farm some aura. It's over there. I think that's just structural. There probably isn't something to be seen in here. Is there more to this? I don't even know. However, I'm gonna assume that there is not. Yeah, I guess the room itself was the one that was downstairs. But it's very cool. Making good use of that feature. Or at least I haven't seen it in the SMP used in that way before. This copper structure, what does it farm? What is it a farm for? Concrete? I admittedly, again, I suck with farms, so I have actually no idea what this is supposed to farm. Is it like copper? But it farming copper while consisting of copper doesn't make much sense to me. It seems more decorative. I really have no idea. That's not my field of expertise. If someone knows, let me know, or I may just ask Hamza myself what this is for. How do we get here? Or have I been here? Okay, this is the trading hall. There seems to be that base here. Not accessible from outside or the inside. A house. Interesting that I keep discovering new stuff here. Also seems to be a storage room with someone said. Oh, that's Otto said. I love Otto. Or that's what Natsuki Subaru said when Rem confessed to him. A bed. and a terrace with view over, well, currently not many loaded chunks, but over the supposed endless sea. Alrighty then, let's get out and see if there's more to show. Ah, you can actually go through here, but I just haven't seen it yet. I forgot my fireworks somewhere. Probably at my new base, which I'm currently working on. But this seems to be pretty conclusive on Dark Fortress. There may be things I missed, but I think for the most part, this is a pretty good representation of how it looks like. Again, it's a very amazing base in my opinion. I would consider it one of the best bases in the server. Really well designed, a lot of love put into the details. Already the fact that the station is in a floating island, and above it, I think above the island is a cherry blossom tree, which I flew on sometimes before. I think one thing I could still show over there is, I forgot what farm it was. It may have been Creeper or just general mob farm. We can just quickly go and take a look. We aren't in a rush, after all. Oh yeah. Seems to be a gunpowder farm. I should actually remember, because of the time I AFK'd here for a very long time and then took all of the gunpowder. It just takes some vision to remember that distant memory. Again, well, maybe not in normal SMP lengthwise, but we do perceive the SMPs as pretty long-lasting. Season 1 started in 2021, pretty much exactly 5 years ago. Season 1 was until mid-2023, and from mid-2023 to now is Season 2. This seems to be a Guardian farm, however, I will not approach it any more because I might get slimed. I have a very bad and unfortunate history with Guardians. Yeah, there you can see the cherry blossom tree on top of the station. So, I guess let's just dock or ship in. Or boat. Eat our cooked cod. And make our way back home. There are also some minecarts here in case you don't have one. So, let's go. I think there actually is a gap there that I have to manually push because I did some renovations there, but they are not completely done yet, so yeah, here. It may be easier to just destroy it and then put it back again, but I'm lazy, so let's go now. So the structure that you will see soon enough is a connector of SignRag space onto the IRX1. Because the IRX1 was built before SignRag space was fully established, it did not have any stop in there. Before SignRag space used to be in the main spawn area, but later he moved away. SignRag space is connected via the RX3, which I would be showing in a different video. But when he moved, the rail was already there and we haven't bothered moving the trajectory of the RX1 to match. Here it is. It comes from over there, where his base is, and then it throws you onto the tracks, which I found to be really cool. I guess just let's enjoy a ride. Actually, Cynrex base isn't covered by the main RX lines, so I would guess that maybe in a separate video or along with RX3 maybe we could explicitly showcase his base. Why am I getting off? I need to get to the Moose City Center to end it. This underground road is new as well. Previously it went above the sky, so was above, but I found that to be relatively ugly. It was going from here over here to there, where where it meets RX1, but again, to not cluster up the sky with obsidian structures. It's underground now, and I want to move the IRX4 underground and the RX3, which is not complete yet, underground as well, to keep the sky clear and allow us to look at it in its full glory. Okay, actually a pretty long video, because I guess I went into some detail with Dark Fortress, but it truly is an amazing base that should be looked at. I guess that would be a pretty good conclusion to this video. I will then see you in the next one, where we start with RX2. Where is it again? Oh yeah, it's here. Going to Southwest MooseCity, Pumpkin Island, Alpha Advanced Industrial Park, and the very unfortunate, fated Land of Diamonds. Okay, have a good day, night, whatever. Goodbye.